Paul, we're here at the fair at O'Gara's.
Yeah, this is exciting. This is the biggest audience I've ever performed in front of. This would be an audience the Twins would love.
Nice. I love that you got a Twins reference in there too.
Yeah, it's kind of a common man bit, but you know, he'll probably get mad at me, but you know, we'll deal with that on Tuesday.
So just getting in here, Todd and I, and yes, Todd does exist, we got yelled at by a cop. We walked through the parade.
Well,
so that's the worst thing that's happened to me so far at the fair. What's the worst thing that's happened to you?
My waistline got bigger. I don't know. I sweat when I walk. I don't know. I don't think anything. It's been great. Parking's been great. Everything's been great here at the State Fair.
The best thing so far, the crowd right here at O'Gara's.
The best thing is this crowd. Yeah.
All right, let's start the show. All right, thanks for watching MeatSauce Monty. I'm Matt Montgomery. He's Paul MeatSauce Lambert, swatting flies over here.
Yeah, I don't know what that was, but I think I got rid of it.
Nice. It might come back. I think.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll always come back.
All right, so we're here at the fair, but we still have to talk about sports. That's what the show's all about. We want to be entertaining. We want to be funny, but unfortunately, the first thing we got to talk about is the Vikings and Teddy Bridgewater. Dislocated knee, ACL tear, structural damage. Your thoughts?
Well, good for me, but I was playing golf. Yes, I play golf. It looks like have a bowler's body, but I was playing golf, and these three guys came off we were standing on the one of the green or the tee box, and these guys come up and they go, "Hey, we wanted to get the inside source." And I said, "On what?" And they said,
what?
"Teddy Bridgewater's injury." I said, "You mean his shoulder? He's fine." He goes, "No, he collapsed at practice." And they canceled practice. And I thought, there's no way they canceled practice. And the golf course I was playing on, you can't be on your phone. And I'm like, I gotta check my phone. And the guy's like,
that sounds like a nice place.
I had I don't know why I'm invited, but I had like 50 text messages, literally 50. And then all these like updates that were like, you know, Teddy Bridgewater collapses, yada, yada, yada. I think somebody said yesterday or whatever it was that it's less than a 1% chance of that injury happening. And it sucks because, like, why doesn't this stuff happen to, like, Greg Hardy? Like, you know what I mean? Like, why does it have to happen to Teddy Bridgewater? Yeah. And he's a great guy, and you feel really bad for him, but it was great to find out that he was at Winter Park the other day, and he's up, and they're going to pick a surgeon, and I hope he comes back really strong and better, but I feel really bad for him as a human being, because in life, I mean, football's great and everything, but you don't want that to happen to that guy. He's a great guy. So,
what did you think about the statement that he released? That he came back and said that he's gonna, fight this back. That he's got great DNA. His mom survived breast cancer. I thought that was a really nice statement.
Yeah, and you just hope that it's true. You hope he can make that adjustment, and you hope that he can come back at 70, 80, 90%. I mean, people are comparing it to Adrian Peterson, but Adrian Peterson didn't have a dislocated kneecap, so it's one of those things that has gotten, it could get really, really bad, but when they reported that if they hadn't gotten to him on time, they would have had to sever off his leg.
Completely,
it could have been way worse.
All right, who here at O'Gara loves Teddy Bridgewater? Who thinks he's going to come back by next year? See, we got
the Guinness talking, but that's okay.
It's purple positivity talking.
It is, yeah.
The Guinness just adds to that.
Yeah, the Guinness is always great.
So speaking of purple positivity, I'm kind of get on you here. You said Teddy was a bottom 5 quarterback a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
14 touchdowns, 9 interceptions last year. Do you think that Sean Hill, and we still won the division, do you think that Sean Hill can replace that with a similar statistical performance and still win the division?
I hate saying this because, good for me, this guy's a good friend of mine, but Sean Hill looks like Nick Swartzen. He looks like if Nick Swartzen played football. And they're both probably great human beings, but Sean Hill sucks. Let's
take it easy.
Let's face it, he isn't good. If this team, if anybody out there thinks this team's going to win 10 games with Sean Hill, they're crazy.
Who thinks they're going to win 10 games with Sean Hill?
One guy.
We got to save that.
One guy. We have this. You and I got dressed alike. We both look like we got dressed in the bottom basement of a church rummage sale, so we got that going for us. But you can't honestly think they're going to be a good team with Sean Hill.
I do. And we're going to say
you must be drunk too.
Not today. Most days, but not today. We got the predictors coming up. That's going to be our last segment. Normally do the Twitter poll. We're going to do predictors, not to steal that from your other job.
We don't do that bit anymore.
Well, we're going to bring it back for us.
Okay.
We're going to ask about Gophers and Vikings.
Sure.
So right now, I honestly think there's still a 10-win team, even behind Sean Hill. You don't.
No, I don't know how.
There's a Packer fan over there. She's saying no.
Well, yeah, she's probably right. No, yeah, I do like that T-shirt though. It's brilliant. I don't know how you can say that because everybody says, well, they only have to replace 14 touchdowns and 9 or 10 interceptions. But you can't replace the leadership that Teddy Bridgewater has and the respect that they have for his teammates. They may love Sean Hill as a person, but it's not that calmness that Teddy Bridgewater is in knowing that if a lineman makes a mistake that Teddy back there can move a little. Sean Hill I have more mobility than Sean, and I look like a busted biscuit can sitting down here. So, you know, I don't think Sean Hill can do very well, but if they can have a defense that can carry him, they'll be fine. But Sean Hill cannot and won't win them any game.
All right, so that was my next point. I'm not comparing Sean Hill to Peyton Manning, but if the Vikings defense is going to give their team a chance to win every single game, they don't need a fantastic quarterback. They need a game manager that's not going to turn the ball over because they're going to give it to Adrian anyway.
Yeah,
you're right.
You're right.
Anybody?
You're right, but
Nobody.
This team doesn't have a Von Miller. This team doesn't have a Von Miller, and Denver does, and this team doesn't have the secondary that Denver does. They have a good defensive front, but they don't have a Von Miller or any of those other players that I can't name on Denver, but you know, I think it'll be tough, but you just can't get down because if they beat the Packers twice, that's fine, but this just was such a gut punch on Tuesday. Is that when it happened?
I think it was Tuesday. Yes.
It just sucked.
Okay, so other quarterback problems. We go 4-0 in the preseason, which means absolutely nothing.
0.
Gives me a smile, but that's about it.
Yeah.
So we got Joel Stave playing last night. Hurt? Not horrible.
Okay. Yeah, he's horrible. He's an undrafted
Mr.
guy.
Negativity.
No, I'm not. But these people
he's okay.
He's not okay. He's never thrown a pass in a pro game, has he?
Preseason.
That's a game. That's not a regular season game. Has he thrown a regular season pass?
No.
Then he just
winningest quarterback in Wisconsin history.
Sure.
It'd be fun to have him be good for the purple, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but the problem though is with him is it sucks that like last Sunday when we taped the show we were all excited about Teddy Bridgewater. Now we're worried about Joel Stave. I mean that's a
jump, isn't it?
Yeah, it sucks. I mean maybe he'll be good, but somebody told me that the coach Zimmer stopped practice because Stave was throwing so many interceptions. That guy's not good.
No.
And if football was played with a Nerf football, I would throw less interceptions because I can get a Nerf football. My hands are on a Nerf football. I can't around a regular football.
I love the comparison. Joel Stave, preseason Vikings quarterback. You Nerf football.
Right.
That's a great analogy.
Thank you. That's why I'm here.
So do you think? Obviously, we're at the fair. Good for us. Who do you think they're going to go after? Is this a situation where we trust the defense and we just get a manageable quarterback, or do we try to make a move and get somebody? There's all these lists of people that we're going to go after. Who do you think?
What, they were playing in TCF Bank Stadium, or they were still in the Metrodome. I think they'd probably try and stand and try and get through it and maybe sign somebody who falls on the waiver wire. But they're going into a brand new stadium where a lot of people have spent a lot of money. And if this team gets off to an 0-3, 0-4, 1-5 start, people are going to be mad. They have to go out and get somebody. Everybody has a price. Everybody. Everybody's available. If you want to make a move and you think this is a Super Bowl team, they can go out and make a move. I hope they make a move for a quarterback and don't, because if a team cuts somebody, they're just somebody else's garbage. It's like when my grandma went garage sale. You're just buying other people's trash.
Sure.
Don't do that.
Well, if they make a move, we'll talk about it next week.
Correct.
All right, next segment we're going to be talking Gophers. If they go 0-3 or 0-4, more people are going to be at the bank watching the Gophers play. I don't know about last night's game, though. We'll talk about that
They
more.
barely beat the Beavers.
All right, time for us to take our first time out. We'll be right back after this. Thank you. All right, welcome back to MeatSauce Monty here in the CW. We're at O'Gara's State Fair. The great Minnesota get together. We're lucky enough to be here with all these great people that are laughing at your jokes, agreeing with everything that you say, even though you're trashing on the Vikings. That's fine.
Okay.
All right, so this time we're going to talk about Gophers.
Okay.
Obviously, the game, Oregon State, last week you said they should beat this team by 40 points.
Yeah.
Oregon State, for those of you that know, what's the team name?
The Beavers.
There we go. K-fan joke, anybody?
Or just a joke.
Yeah, but you know,
see, she's laughing. This is why I do it. She's laughing at a Beaver joke.
that's awesome.
Right. Ma'am, what are you, 25 years old? 26?
She's got a water in front of her too, so it's not the drink talk.
What were you saying about the Beavers?
That the Gophers beat them, but they should have beat them by 40, like you said last week. Instead, they barely beat them by a touchdown.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know. I think, I don't know, new coaching staff, kind of. I mean, the same senior quarterback, but I think last night was a great piece of humble pie for Mitch Leitner. I mean, he gets all this, like, he's going to be a number one pick. No, he's not.
Right.
And then I think in college football, you just got to win. And eventually it'll all play out. But the quarterback for the Beavers looked decent last night. I think they'll be okay. They have the weakest schedule they could possibly ask for. I think they can win 9 or 10 games.
how long is it going to take, though, for fans to say a win is a win and get beyond all these? Because, okay, so like you said, Leitner lost 20 pounds, foot surgery, he's supposed to be great. New offensive coordinator, everything's changed. Last night looked like more of the same. Leitner, 13 to 26, 130 yards, but he was stronger with his running game. 2 touchdowns, 76 yards.
Yeah, I'm not comparing the two, but like Tennessee almost lost to Appalachian State. The first game is always, people, it's new teammates, all that stuff. You're back in school, you're back into your routine. These teams, I hope the Gophers will get rolling because they should start 4-0. I mean, even though they have a bye quickly, they should be 4-0. I think the
Indiana State, Colorado State, then who's got the schedule in front
is
of
it
them?
Iowa? I think they play
Is it that
Iowa.
early?
Either
No,
way,
Penn State. Penn State
they
on the
should
road.
be. Yeah, the fourth game's Iowa. They should be 3-0 going into Iowa, and then after the Iowa game, they've got about 4 or 5 they can win. So they should be 9 or 10-1 going into that final game versus Wisconsin.
Okay, not going to get you in a preposterous statement
That's
here.
okay.
But after they almost lose to Oregon State that was asking for
Sure.
walk-ons for special teams,
Yeah.
you're still thinking that they're going to win 9
Yeah,
or 10 games.
But Rutgers
Save
is
that for the predictors, too. That's at the end.
Rutgers is an awful. They're just
Sure.
they're bad teams. They don't have to play Michigan, Ohio State. What's up, brother? Sweet. They have to play Michigan, Ohio State, or any of the big dogs. So I think they could be all right. I think they'll get things going, and because Tracy plays maybe on a 1-year leash, he's going to have to make some aggressive moves.
What do you think about, this is what's been talked about, going for 2. Obviously, it was a struggle of a game. They get the lead late. They're already up by 7. They decide to go for 2 to try to put the nail in the coffin instead of just take the easy extra point. Your thoughts on that?
I like
That's
going
Tracy
for,
Clay's
I
decision.
like going for 2. My brother, who nobody cares about, but every time we play video games, he always goes for 2. That's his strategy.
Yeah, but video games versus real life.
Yeah, but going for 2 sometimes work, and I think they should do it more in the NFL because it's a 2-yard player of like a 30-yard extra point, wherever it is. I would go for 2 every time. I just would. It makes the game more interesting.
Right, but the game more interesting versus winning, those are 2 different points.
Sure, I don't know. Right away, I'd go for 2, but if eventually down the road, maybe you go for 1. I mean, I'm kosher on it either way.
See, I'm the exact opposite. Go for 1 early, and if you go for 2 when you absolutely need to. They go for 1 there, then Oregon State has to come down and score and get the 2-point conversion just to force overtime.
Yeah.
And you're at home.
Yeah, I would have probably. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It works either way.
All right, are we okay?
Yeah, we're great.
All right, Gophers. So they do win. Rodney Smith seemed to be one of the highlights, 25 carries. That seems like a pretty heavy load because he's the backup, but 125 yards and 2 scores.
Yeah, I think Gertzy said on Bumper to Bumper a couple of days ago that remember the running back Jeff Jones? He was supposed to be that running back, and he's gotten in a little bit of legal trouble. But then this guy comes in and runs really well. The Gophers normally have a really good running game because the offensive line is pretty good.
Right.
I hope that he has a big season. If the passing game isn't great, then the running game should be good because they've got a probably first or second round pick on that offensive line.
Last question with the Gophers. Tracy Clay said he wanted to be in the top 40 or top 50 offenses. We talked about it a little bit last week. After seeing last night's performance and scoring 30 points, do you think that they're on pace to be more in that caliber instead of last year they were like 105th?
Yeah, I think they should be able to score points. I think they're more of an offensive team, and the first move Tracy Clay's made was firing the offensive coordinator, so I think they can score a bunch of points.
All right, we're moving on. Who in here knows what we're talking about when we say dumpster fire? Nobody? Dumpster fire, that's MeatSauce's phrase. There we go, Twins. All right, so the losing streak, 13 games, snapped. Byron Buxton called up 3-run home run. Is there some positivity behind the Twins, or does absolutely no one care? Maybe we should ask the crowd. Does anybody in here care about the Twins right now? Well, all right, there's a few over here.
Jack Black
I think they care about the Wild a little bit over there, too.
They should.
So, the Twins, should people be caring? Or is it back to school, nobody's getting tickets?
I don't know. There's too much going on last night. There's a Gopher game and all that, and then they do the Twins game. I don't know. Maybe. Byron Buxton, if he can maybe put it together, he's worth a cheap ticket to go watch. But I don't know. They finally won their 50th game on, what, September 1st? That's terrible.
I was just going to say the real thing. It's ticket game.
Yeah, that's terrible, winning their 50th game in September, but I don't know. If they spend some money, they could be pretty good down the road, but they just don't spend any money on starting pitching.
Well, still on pace to have the worst season ever since 1982.
Which would be,
were you born?
No, yeah, I was born in 1982, September 15th. My birthday's in 13 days.
Fantastic. Happy birthday. We're going to have a couple shows between now and then.
Perfect, yeah.
So the Twins attendance, 20,000 last night. Like you said, there was a ton of stuff going on, but 20,000 at Target Field. What does that mean? That's like our old
20,000 people there. There's no way there were 20,000.
Well,
is that the paid attendance?
Well, that's what they say, but it might have been more like 15,
I
16.
bet there was way less than that. I mean, there was the Gophers, the Twins, this going on, the lovely State Fair.
Labor Day weekend, people heading up to the cabin.
I don't know. 20,000 people sounds like a ton for a game with other things going on.
All right, time for another timeout. When we come back, it's our weekly drinking game. We're at O'Gara's. Everybody get your beverage ready. We'll be right back. Welcome back to MeatSauce Monty. We're here at O'Gara's at the State Fair, the Great Minnesota Get-Together. I hope everybody has a beverage in hand as you're already imbibing here with our weekly drink segment. If you're unfamiliar with it, it's like trivia. I ask him a question. If he gets it right, I drink. If he gets it wrong, he drinks. I don't really keep score, but I don't think you've won yet. And
I'm not good at that. I'm not good at many games anymore. I've lost my mojo.
No. You got your mojo. It's back.
Yeah, I don't want to rant like I did on Friday.
All right, so I try to ask questions that are general knowledge. See them in the papers, online, nothing too obscure. It's right up Sauce's alley.
I'll just drink anyway.
So we're here at the State Fair. Obviously, you're a food guy. What's your favorite food that you've been eating so far this week?
The Euro.
The Euro.
I don't know what the place it's called, but it's down there. It's not the Dino's. It's one of the Euro spots. Is that a trivia question? Because then you have to drink.
No, it's not. Not yet. That was very close, though.
I got that one right. Yeah. Cannonball!
So, Minnesota Get Together, we're known for food.
This lady likes to party.
Nice. So how many new foods were introduced this year at the fair? This is a multiple choice. 37, 43, or 47 new foods?
It's almost like back in high school because the number I thought that I had in my head wasn't even an option. 37.
No, it was 47. That was a Star Tribune article, so it's right there if you read.
Social, drink with me.
Oh, nice. This O'Gara's crowd is awesome. All right, staying with the fair. The State Fair mascot, would you recognize it if it walked right in here?
Yeah.
It's a gopher.
Yeah.
He wears the straw hat and the green and white striped shirt.
Yeah.
Or jacket coat. What's its name?
Spunky?
No. Sorry, you got to drink. That's Fairchild.
What?
Fairchild, yeah, okay.
That's a terrible name.
No, you know what, that's really mean. It was a state naming contest. See, now this is the second question. How old is he?
69.
Drinking. He turned 50. It was the 50th anniversary of Fairchild.
Honestly,
See,
if your name was Fairchild, would you be upset? Right. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know this was like a Fairchild reunion. There's whole Fairchild groups here. Is there security to get me out of here at some point?
Yeah, I think Fairchild doubles. He does security. He might be in here to yell at you.
He doesn't want anything to do with it.
All right, a little bit of pop culture. It was just announced that somebody is going to be receiving the Lifetime Achievement Award at the Oscars. It's a 62-year-old actor who has never won an Oscar of any sort.
Billy Crystal.
No, that's a good guess though. What if I'll give you a little bit more.
Hang on. Ernest Borgnine.
No, that's another good guess. See, like, get him another drink here, Todd. My goodness, he hasn't got one right yet. What if I'll give you some more clues.
Okay.
This will get you here. He's been in more than 150 martial arts movies.
Peter North. This lady, I'm telling you, she parties. It's Bruce Lee.
No.
Jackie Chan.
There you go, Jackie Chan. I thought you were going to say Steven Seagal.
I was gonna, no.
Jean-Claude
I
Van
love that guy though.
Jackie Chan or Steven Seagal?
All the above.
Those are all good choices. All right, a little bit of sports now. Tim Tebow worked out this week. He had scouts from 28 different Major League Baseball teams.
Hang on.
Yep.
Are you going to ask me how many home runs he hit?
No, I'm not going to ask you
His
that.
answer
Did
to
you know
that's
that?
one, yeah.
No,
He hit
it's
one.
none.
Oh, we hit one.
He hit 8 during the just regular straight pitch, but during live pitching, he hit one off the wall.
So he's
So
like
you're still
Serrano.
wrong.
He can't hit a curveball. One person got it.
No,
That
the
lady
same
got it.
lady
Hell
got it.
yeah.
Dude, Major League is awesome. Everybody should know the quotes from there.
Yeah. Throw him the heater, Ricky.
So, one of the scouts said he looked like an actor trying to portray a baseball player, and almost all of them criticized him for one particular thing. And I'll say it wasn't his hitting.
I know what it is.
What is it?
Catching the ball with two hands.
Well, I'll give it to you. I was gonna say throwing. They said that he couldn't. His throws were
Yeah, which
weak.
is weird because
I
wasn't
know.
he a
So
quarterback?
I'll drink to that. I'll give you that one.
The one thing about Tim Tebow is everybody rags on him. He is arguably the best offensive college football player of all time.
Yeah, but he can't play baseball or football.
This lady!
We only need one person in the crowd when we're at the CW. This lady. All right, we got a couple more. What Hollywood star from the 50s and 60s was at one time best known for his 32-day marriage to actor Ethel Merman?
Is Ethel a guy?
No, Ethel Merman.
Walter Matthau.
No, come on. Who is
Ernest Borgnine.
There we go. Everybody, Ernest Borgnine. It's one of our weekly bits for MeatSauce.
I love Ernest Borgnine.
All right, last question.
Yeah.
What Twin Cities entertainment duo started working together 2 years ago this day?
It's not me and my wife. We don't work together, no. I don't think she would work with me. I'm terrible to work with, as you guys can tell.
Who's sitting with you right now?
Oh, you and I.
Hey, that's right! 2 years ago!
Sorry, I'm always thinking about the ladies.
You got a one-track mind, buddy. 2 years ago, we had our first Viking show on a different station.
Yeah.
That was 2 years to the day, isn't that crazy?
I remember we were on C-SPAN. It was great.
We had so many viewers.
Yeah, we did. It was like books on tape.
With MeatSauce. All right, time for us to wrap it up. We'll be right back with our predictions after this. Welcome back to MeatSauce Monty. We're here at the Fair O'Hara's. Now, normally we ask a question on Twitter. This week we didn't. We wanted an in-house prediction. Who here thinks the Vikings are going to make the playoffs? Round of applause. Real quick, do you think they make the playoffs? Real quick.
Yes.
Nice. Now, Gophers. Who thinks they have a New Year's Day bowl game, or a big bowl game, I should say?
Who here's had too much to drink in a short period of time? This guy!
So before you said 9 or 10 wins, you still think big bowl game for the Gophers for a prediction?
Yeah, I do. I do. Because that New Year's Eve bowl's whale, because they can just lay on the couch, be hungover.
All right.
And drink more.
Everybody at O'Gara's, thank you so much for taking us in. This year, MeatSauce Monty, CW, Sundays at 10 o'clock. We'll see you later.
Go see it.